slave rebellion is it actually forced the British Empire to end slavery faster than they wanted to in their territories. Because what had happened was the British had decided that they were going to abolish slavery, but they wanted to do it gradually. And people like Sam Sharpe and others decided that we don't want to wait for our independence, we want it now. So they fought, and what the British realized was if they didn't give these enslaved people their freedom soon, these people would continue fighting until they freed themselves. So it forced them to abolish slavery faster than they wanted to.
What year was that?
This was I don't remember the exact year, but this is in the 1830s.
Okay.
Oh, so they got it before Puerto Rico did this.
Yeah, the Spanish were some of the last people to abolish slavery. So,
Yeah.
so but even before Jamaica and other British territories got their freedom, Haiti, the independence of Haiti, the anniversary is coming up on January 1st. Now the Haitians were the first group of enslaved people to gain their freedom, and they same thing. They fought and they earned their freedom. The reason why Haiti became independent is because they fought a revolution and they freed themselves from the French. And not only did they fight the French enslavers, they had to fight off the Spanish and the British as well. Because what happened was when the Haitians rose up, all the slave masters realized that if we allow this population to really succeed in the rebellion, it's going to send a message to these other slaves that it is possible to stand up and rebel and earn your freedom. So the significance of the Haitian rebellion is it did exactly what the slave masters feared it would. When enslaved people around the Americas saw the Haitians rising up and winning their emancipation, they realized, oh, wait a minute, these people oppressing us, they're not invincible. We can rise up and fight for our own freedom as well. So all throughout the Americas, wherever you find enslaved people being emancipated, it was done through rebellion, through fighting for it. Even here in America, it wasn't. Abraham Lincoln didn't just emancipate African Americans out of the kindness of his heart.
Yeah.
It took a civil war and lots of bloodshed and violence. But the way they teach history, and this is why I want to have this discussion, and why I feel teaching the history is so important, because the way they teach history in school, they really make people believe that Abraham Lincoln came and he was a generous white man that just freed slaves out of the goodness of his heart.
Yep.
And even in Jamaica, why I mentioned Sam Sharpe is because William Wilberforce is the guy who's celebrated in English history as being the guy that ended slavery in the British West Indies. And I was taught that in school. They showed us a documentary on William Wilberforce, and they portrayed him as this really kind-hearted, generous white man who single-handedly liberated the slaves. And they gave you the impression that the enslaved people played no role in the emancipation. And like I said, what actually happened was people like Wilberforce realized that slavery is bad and we should end it. But let's not end it right away. Let's gradually end slavery. And like I said, the slaves, they didn't want to wait for their freedom. They fought and they won it. And so, like I said,
there's a movie coming out about Haiti. There's
1804, I believe, is the documentary.
Yeah, is it a documentary?
Yes, a documentary.
Yeah, but it looked like it was a movie. But it looked really interesting. It talks about that.
It might be a movie because they've been working on a movie.
I think it was a movie.
But the problem with the movie, though, is Danny Glover wanted to do it, but he couldn't find anyone to fund the movie because there was no whites main characters in the movie. Which, I mean, again, you can see the issue that we keep running into when we try to tell our side of the story. There's a lot of
We
people
can't find white people that are gonna not only be in it, even if they get paid, but even like Hollywood is run by Jewish people, and they're not promoting our history either. So it's sad, but that's reality. So
but, I mean, if they do it, and like I said, the problem is if they do portray history, it's always from a perspective of where the impressed people waiting for some generous white person to come free, what they call the white savior complex. So I think this is the perfect time to really bring attention to that, because the Sam Sharpe rebellion in Jamaica, the anniversary of that was Christmas. It began on Christmas. And Haiti, like I said, Haiti's Independence Day is January 1st. So we're around the time of year where we could really look at these events and not only take pride in them, but also understand the importance of teaching history from the perspective of the oppressed people who rose up and fought for their freedom, rather than from the perspective of the oppressor who, through the kindness of his heart, gives freedom to the same people that he oppressed and enslaved in the first place.